Welcome to the Tone Lounge. My name is Jonathan. Today we're checking out the Big Fur from Harley Benton, which is their version of the Big Muff circuit. The amp I'm using today is a 2005 Bad Cat 𝐒𝐻𝐾 30R. I'm going into channel 1. This is my Squier Classic Vibe, and I'm going to be using this for the first portion where we're going to be listening to some light gain from the Big Fur. So what I got right now is the gain at 9 o'clock. The tone is right smack in the middle, and the level is at 1 o'clock. For this next example, I'm going to be using my Gibson SG, and I'm going to be setting the Big Fur to a medium fuzz tone, still using the Bad Cat. One of the things I like to do with pedals is just to crank up the gain all the way and see how much usable gain I have on tap. Not all pedals perform well under those kinds of conditions, and I'm not expecting a 19-year-old pedal to perform really well, but you never know, right? So it's always worth trying out. That gives you an idea of the range of this pedal and what it can do. So right now it's dialed all the way up, tone is still in the middle, and I have the level at around 1 o'clock. Typically don't send a Big Muff style circuit to an overdriven amp or to another pedal. I find that it gets very mushy and very unusable. So my preference is to use some kind of boost pedal before a Big Muff style circuit. My pedal of choice for just about every fuzz I've ever tried has been the Wampler Belle. So that's what I'm going to do here. I've set the gain on the Big Fur to be a more light to medium type of tone, still using the SG, and we're going to send the Wampler into the Big Fur and see how that sounds like. One thing I like to do is go through a sweep of all the knobs on the pedal. It really gives me an idea of what goes into these pedals, whether they're super flexible or if they're one-trick ponies. So we're going to do this with the gain, the volume, and the tone control and see how many tones we can get out of it with 3 simple knobs. Now we're going to be sweeping the tone control and see how many tones we can get out of this. Now we're going to do a sweep of the volume on the Big Fur, and just like the Silly Fuzz and the Fuzzy Logic, when you end up at noon, the volume knob kind of recesses into that position, so you know that you're smack in the middle, and it does the same thing for the other ones. We're going to start at noon, and then we're going to bring it up. Here's my opinion of the Big Fur. For this price point, I really can't find too many flaws. I think the only thing I would pick at is the tilt EQ. That's really a personal thing. It's not so much a flaw in the design. I don't like to compensate for tones, so I like to be able to dial in how much bass and how much high end I want. And with the tilt EQ, it's always a balancing act. That's really the only thing I find to be a flaw on this pedal, but that's really a personal thing. There's really a whole lot of volume on tap, so you can hit the front end of your amp, no problem. The gain is usable across the entire range, and I think overall this is the superior product between this, the Silly Fuzz, and the Fuzzy Logic. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've done reviews on both. If you want to go watch that, they're both appearing on screen right now. Just click on one of those videos and I'm going to see you over there. Cheers.